Hi guys, hope you're well. Welcome to today's lesson. We've now finished the topic of stem and leaf plots, and we're just going to continue our investigation of statistics. It's probably a bit of revision for you. It's only going to be one lesson, but just absolutely need to make sure that you guys know how to interpret and draw bar charts. First thing we're going to do, though, before we go into the lesson, is just do a bit of revision on some of the stuff we did around finding means. I'm going to ask you to pause the video, have a go at the question, and when you unpause, I'll go through the answer. Okay, so to do this question, the first thing that we're going to do is identify what the total weight of all the boxes is going to be. Now, if we know the mean weight, the total weight must be equal to 10.5 kilograms, which is the mean weight, multiplied by 6, which is the total number of boxes. That gives us 63 kilograms. Now, how do we find out the weight of the missing box? Well, we've got all these weights here, and we're just missing this one. So if we take away these 5 weights away from this total here, we'll find the missing one. So we're going to do 63 kilograms minus the 9, minus the 10, minus the 12, minus the 10, minus the 13, gives me 9 kilograms. Well done if you got that. Okay, let's move on to the learning intentions for today. So as I mentioned, it's about interpreting and drawing bar charts. We're just going to revise the things that you probably already covered in S1 about interpreting and drawing bar charts. Just making sure the success criteria for today that we know how to read bar charts and we know how to interpret the scales and we know how to draw a bar chart when we're given some data. So we're just going to move on to a straightforward example of interpreting a chart, a bar chart. So we've got some data here presented in a bar chart format on the right hand side, and we're then going to use this bar chart to try and answer some of these questions. So notice what we've got here. First of all, we've got a title on the bar chart that tells us what the bar chart's about. We've got 4 different categories that describe different biscuits. We've got a scale on the left hand side that's got marks along the edge, and we can use this to just identify the answer to these questions. So the first question, how many students love oatcakes? So what we're going to do, we're going to look at this bar chart here, look at the oatcakes one, and just see how far it goes. Now it's halfway between these 2 lines here. That line here, if we look at the scale, represents 4, that represents 6, so we know halfway must represent 5. So that must be 5 students. So how many students were asked in total? What you're going to do, you're going to just add up all the different numbers that you see here. So for the number of people that like Jaffa cakes, it's 12. The number of people that like oat cakes, we know is 5. The ones that like rich tea, it's 3 because this line here represents 2, that line represents 4, so that must be 3. And then finally, custard creams, it's on the line for 4. If we add up all those numbers, we get that the final number is equal to 24 students. Finally, the question asks what was the favourite biscuit of those students that were asked, and clearly, because this is the biggest bar, it must be the Jaffa cakes were the favourite biscuit of the students in S2. So now let's move on to the next question where we're going to look at drawing a bar chart. Okay, so it's asking us here to just draw a neat bar chart based on the data below. So I'm going to suggest that this might be another survey about the favourite sports that people like. The first thing that we're going to do when we try and draw a bar chart is just draw a set of axes. So I'm going to draw one here. So that's going to be my vertical axis, which is going to tell me what the numerical value is. Then I'm going to just draw a horizontal axis where I can put all the different categories. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to draw the axes labels on. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I'm only doing 10 because I know the maximum number here is only 10. And then I'm going to just start plotting this on. So the first thing I'm going to do is put football down and draw The next one I'm going to draw is basketball. So I just wanted to point out a few things to you here, just to make sure that your bar charts have the same features. So one is that you've always got a title. You've got a clearly labeled set of numerical values on your axes that tell you the numerical value that you're looking at. You've got a title on your axis that tells you what that data is actually measuring. You've got labels for all the different categories at the bottom. And we've got these well-drawn bars here that indicate the value that we're going to look at. It's quite straightforward. I'm sure you guys will find this no problem at all. Just wanted to make sure that you were comfortable with drawing and interpreting bar charts. I hope that was clear to you. If there was anything that's not clear, please make sure that you go back through the video and pause it or rewatch any bits that you're not understanding. And please feel free to drop me a question on Google Classroom or show my homework. As with before, please complete the worksheets in your jotters and make sure you include all your workings. Then take a photograph and upload that to me on Google Classroom or show my homework. Thanks again for joining today's lesson. Hope you have a great day, and I look forward to seeing your solutions.